LiAngelo Ball has been on his hoop journey for a while, and he could have given up at any time, but he hasn't. LiAngelo has been somebody that has faced immense doubt and immense hate throughout his career, but that hasn't slowed him down and that hasn't stopped his grind. So you guys already know, Lonzo Ball, NBA point guard, top recruit, played for UCLA, had the world at his palms. And then there's Lamelo Ball, very similar to Lonzo. All of the flash, all of the hype. Melo has a creativity with the ball in his hands that we rarely see. He's truly a special player. He's 6'7", 6'6", 6'8". Whatever you want to mark him as, it doesn't matter because he's an absolute bucket and he sees the floor with the best of them. Now, just like his brother, Lonzo, Melo also would have been a top recruit had he not decided to go play his basketball overseas. But of course that doesn't matter anymore because now it looks like Melo may be going top 5 in the NBA lottery. And of course, this naturally sparks an interesting debate. Is going overseas better than going to college and playing basketball? Honestly, my answer would be yes. And I'm open to your replies down in the comments below on what you think the right move would be. I honestly think I should do a video on this soon because it's such a controversial topic at times, and my answer could be influenced by a lot. It depends on the player, it depends on the league they're going to, and of course, it depends on the hype that they currently have going into the recruiting process. Now, of course, you guys remember the first time Melo went overseas, he played with none other than LiAngelo Ball. In the public eye, LiAngelo isn't the most spectacular of player or hasn't had the most spectacular career. But the truth is that dating back to LiAngelo's time at Chino Hills, he's done some things that would turn heads for just about anybody. If you go to LiAngelo's time overseas, GELO wasn't bad at all. Overseas, GELO shot 42% from 3 on high volume and high attempts. And people still think that GELO can't shoot, even though that's his best trait. But hey, I guess seeing is believing, and maybe this time people will believe if they see it. To my knowledge, the last league that GELO played in was the JBA. And while the JBA did have some positives, it had an overwhelming amount of negatives. I thought the JBA sucked. And I'm not talking about the talent level. I'm talking about like the infrastructure, the way teams played. Everything about the JBA just seemed to be poorly constructed. I didn't even like the commentators. But to Lavar's defense, I was glued to the screen. I still hardly missed a Lamelo Ball GELO JBA game. After multiple rumors about teams being interested in GELO to play for their NBA Summer League team, GELO finally got his shot. December 29th, he would join the Oklahoma City Thunder's G League affiliate, the OKC Blue, but it was only as a practice player. But I guess you could say that was enough. Recently, Lavar Ball's been sounding off, and for good reason. He's trying to get BBB back on track. And GELO? Well, I guess you can say GELO has a date with destiny. Today, Shams announced that LiAngelo Ball has been sent a contract from the NBA G League and is expected to sign it soon. Ball has been practicing with Oklahoma City's G League affiliate. Some people knock the grind, but I respect it. GELO wouldn't be the first player to be the brother of an NBA player and have to grind their way up. This video, we're going to be talking about GELO signing with an NBA G League team, but also we'll talk about Lavar Ball, Melo, and Zoe, and are Lavar Ball's statements too outlandish? But before we go any further, guys, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another D-Coop video. And that's facts. I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers so I can go full time and bring you guys daily content. So be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. So you guys know the drill. This is the part of the video where the first question commented on the last video gets answered during this one. Who would be an underdog team to make the NBA Finals if neither of the LA teams make it? Now, my vote goes for the Houston Rockets. You guys know I love the Rockets, but I also think the Nuggets are an incredibly stacked and deep team, and they're not getting enough talk. But out east, give me the Miami Heat and the Celtics. I think these teams match up amazing with any team out in the Eastern Conference. And when I talk about the Miami Heat, I saw what they did to the Bucks. They've now 2 wins against the Bucks this season. Don't sleep. With that being said, be sure to follow my IG handle GLikeCoop You guys will not want to miss another post. Okay, so let's start on the Lavar Ball side of things. You guys remember all of the hype and all of the talk Lavar did with Lonzo Ball when he was first getting into things, when he was first really getting going and getting ready for the NBA, and how there was that giant target on Lonzo's back. Well, Lavar Ball comes out and he announces this.
Zion can lead this league in scoring regularly till my other son get there. When GELO get here, you can forget it.
Yep.
When GELO gets in the NBA within 3 years, I guarantee you he's going to be a scoring champ. Not only did he say this, but he also said that the Pelicans are going to upset the Lakers round 1 if the Pelicans make the playoffs, which he pretty much said the Pelicans are making the playoffs. Now, I'm a Pelicans fan, but that's tough. Recently, you guys know, GELO pretty much became the face of BBB, Big Baller Brand. Now it's Big Baller GELO, mainly. Now, naturally, this is different from the Big Baller brand that we all grew to love over time. So part of me wonders if Lavar returning, going on these shows, is to get GELO some more hype. I'm unsure I announced this earlier, so I just want to make it clear. This Lavar Ball quote is from today. GELO announcing that he's signing with the G League team is from today. So I don't think it's a coincidence that these two announcements happened around the same time. Now, a lot of you guys may think that GELO isn't prepared to play in the G League, or he wasn't really prepared to play at UCLA. I could not disagree more. I'm not sure how GELO's game will fit in the NBA. Overall though, if you could shoot the basketball in the NBA, you can find a spot to play. Look at players like Troy Daniels, and that's not to say Troy Daniels is amazing. He just really specializes in one thing. He's not a good defender, he's not a great ball handler, but he could shoot the ball like nothing else. And while you can argue that his NBA career hasn't been the best, it's still been an NBA career nonetheless. So you guys see what I'm saying. GELO, on the other hand, I think he has the tools to excel in the G League, and I also felt he had the tools at UCLA to excel, and he also had a game that was ideal for overseas. He was this bigger player who could play down low, who could pop out, who can give you buckets, who had a great in-between game. GELO was kind of a true 3-level scorer and somewhat of a tweener. Now, you see a lot of these in the college game, but the thing is that GELO may be somewhat gone. He's still going to be as crafty as he's ever been, and those skills that he developed playing down low, playing the in-between game, are going to be so valuable. But GELO reportedly lost 13 pounds. He strengthened his core. His ankle is in good condition. He has reportedly gotten quick on his feet and beaten every time in his previous combines. He's working on coming off screens and his handle. He is expected to play a full-time guard position. This is ideal for GELO because GELO wasn't going to be this player playing down low in the NBA more than likely. Where he's going to make his money again is being a crafty player, being somebody that's able to move off of screens, being somebody that's able to shoot the lights out of the ball. Somebody like a Seth Curry. And it's ironic because I mentioned this earlier in the video, but despite going to Duke, Seth was somebody that had to grind incredibly hard to make it to the NBA. Nothing was really given to Seth Curry. There were times I was shocked that he wasn't on an NBA roster. He was that good. You have to exceed all expectations when your back is against the wall. With that being said, I'm interested in knowing what you guys think GELO is going to do in the G League. Now, I also want to know where you guys would most want to see Lamelo Ball end up playing in the NBA. Now, Lavar apparently wants Melo to play for the New York Knicks. This isn't really a surprise, as it seems like Lavar is attracted to big markets, which of course big markets may in turn equal more money for the players in endorsements and in publicity and other opportunities like that. There is a possibility that the New York Knicks could end up being a good situation going forward. They've recently made some new hires, and the Knicks do have RJ Barrett, who is a player with all of the potential and can be just about anybody at this stage of his career. Now, of course, the Knicks do need to get the most out of Mitchell Robinson and some more key contributors, but my point is that the potential is there. But also imagine Melo teaming up with D'Lo and Cat, or possibly Trae Young, Clint Capella, and John Collins. There are a lot of options in the lottery that look really good, especially Golden State. I think some people sleep on how much going to the right team can impact an NBA career for the better or for the worse. I'm talking about completely flip a career upside down. With that being said, be sure to click the video on the screen right now, guys. It's how the Warriors are making a huge mistake and Steph Curry's hand may never be the same. Be sure to subscribe, notice on. I'm D Coop and I'm out.